Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something super personal. Why One Piece is hands down my favorite anime of all time. In a world full of incredible series like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, or Attack on Titan, One Piece stands out as this massive, heartfelt pirate adventure that's been going strong for over 25 years, and it's still delivering peaks. If you're intimidated by the episode count or just curious, stick around. By the end, I hope you'll see why it's worth setting sail. Let's dive in. Alright, let's get real. My One Piece story starts way back when I was a little kid. Saturday mornings, cereal in hand, parked in front of the TV for that 4Kids TV block. Right after Pokemon or whatever was popping that week. That's where I first met One Piece, the super censored 4Kids version. That legendary pirate rap opening blasting, "Yo, dreamin', don't give it up Luffy. Don't give it up Zolo." Sanji chomping on a lollipop instead of smoking, guns turning into squirt guns or just vanishing, whole story bits cut out. It was wild. As a kid, though, I didn't care. A rubber guy punching bad guys and building a pirate crew? I was all in. It was my first taste of this massive adventure. But honestly, that's just where it planted the seed. Like a lot of us, I didn't fully dive into anime until I got a bit older. My real gateway was Dragon Ball Z on Toonami. Those epic fights, the power-ups, Goku going Super Saiyan Man, that hooked me hard. Then came Naruto, the ninja struggles, the growth from underdog to hero, those emotional flashbacks. It leveled up my love for longer stories with deep characters. As I binged more anime and my taste evolved, I kept hearing how One Piece was this unbeatable masterpiece, but with way more episodes than anything else. Eventually, I decided to give it another shot, this time the proper uncut version. Starting from episode 1 with Funimation's dub or subs. And everything clicked. The world was so much bigger, the emotions hit way harder without the cuts, the humor and heart were on another level. That kid who watched the watered-down 4Kids version had no idea what was waiting. Rewatching it properly turned One Piece from a fun childhood memory into my absolute favorite anime of all time. The one that sticks with me through everything. Reason 1, the world building. First and foremost, the world building in One Piece is on a completely different level. It's why I can never get enough of this series. Eiichiro Oda has crafted this enormous, living, breathing pirate world that's so detailed and interconnected. You've got the blues, east, west, north, south. The red line splitting the seas. The crazy, unpredictable Grand Line with its wild weather and magnetic islands. Sky oceans, underwater kingdoms, giant elephants walking around with entire civilizations on their backs. It's insane. Everything feels earned and tied together. Mysteries introduced in the first few arcs keep paying off hundreds of chapters later. No other story makes exploration feel this magical and endless. It's not just a backdrop, the world itself is a character, full of history, cultures, and secrets waiting to be uncovered. That's what keeps me coming back. I feel like I'm sailing alongside the crew. Reason 2, the cast of characters. Next, the characters. Oh man, the cast is what truly makes One Piece my favorite. The Straw Hat Pirates aren't just a random group. They're a found family, each with their own dreams, flaws, and insane growth. Luffy's pure, infectious freedom-chasing energy pulls everyone in, but every member shines. Zoro's unbreakable loyalty, Nami's cleverness and trauma-driven strength, Usopp's journey from liar to brave warrior. I could go on. And it's not just the main crew, side characters, allies, even villains get real depth and motivations. Backstories that break your heart, moments of triumph that hype you up. Oda makes you care about so many people in this massive world. They're relatable, funny, inspiring. They feel like real friends you've known for years. Reason 3, real-world themes, corrupt governments, racism, hidden history. What elevates One Piece to masterpiece status for me is how it weaves in heavy real-world themes without feeling preachy. Stuff like corrupt governments and absolute power. The world government and figures like the celestial dragons represent unchecked authority, slavery, and inequality that hits way too close to home. Then there's racism and prejudice, explored deeply in arcs like Fishman Island, showing cycles of hate passed down generations. discrimination based on species or origin. It's powerful and thought-provoking. And hidden history, the idea of a void century. Erased truths, poneglyphs holding forbidden knowledge that those in power destroy to maintain control. Events like the O'Hara incident highlight how governments suppress history to stay in power. Oda tackles these mature topics through adventure, making you reflect on freedom, justice, and standing up against oppression. It's rare for a shonen anime to go this deep, blending fun with commentary on real issues. And the final reason why One Piece is my absolute favorite? The unwavering fight against oppression and how Luffy embodies this ultimate warrior of liberation. This ties everything together, the corrupt governments, racism, hidden history, but takes it to an inspirational level. From the start, One Piece is about freedom. Luffy doesn't care about power or treasure in the traditional sense. He just wants everyone to live freely, chase their dreams, and smile. But as the story goes deeper, major spoilers here if you're not caught up past Wano. We learn about this legendary figure from the Void Century tied to Joy Boy and the sun god Nika, a warrior who brings liberation through joy, laughter, and unbreakable spirit. Luffy straight up becomes that symbol. His power literally turns battles into playful chaos, forcing smiles even on enemies, with those drums of liberation beating like a heartbeat of freedom. It's hype, it's emotional, and it screams. No matter how dark the oppression, slavery, erased histories, tyrannical rulers, joy and defiance can break it all. What blows my mind is the real-world inspiration. Joy Boy draws from Afro-Caribbean folklore, roots tracing back to West African traditions carried over by enslaved people during the brutal history of the slave trade. In that lore, Joy Boy represents the human spirit's need for dance, song, and celebration to overcome despair. He's often depicted as a smiling figure who plays drums, spreading joy and healing sorrow through music, just like Nika, the liberating sun god who frees slaves and brings light to the oppressed. Oda weaving this in, genius. It makes One Piece feel even more profound, a story celebrating resilience, cultural survival, and fighting tyranny with unbreakable happiness. Luffy as the returning Joy Boy isn't just cool. It's a powerful message about hope enduring through centuries of darkness. So yeah, these reasons, the unmatched world building, the unforgettable characters, the deep real-world themes, and that inspiring fight for liberation are why One Piece isn't just an anime to me. It's a story about never giving up on your dreams, finding family along the way, and bringing joy even in the darkest times. If you haven't started yet, jump in. Maybe use One Piece for tighter pacing. What's your favorite anime and why? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. If this video made you smile or think about One Piece differently, hit that like button, subscribe for more anime content, and ring the bell. Thanks for watching. Now go chase your own adventure.